Every now and then a game comes along that, no matter how small, gets marked down as one of the more interesting experiences I've had within the medium. Thanks to how many games are being made and how many of them I check out, it's a list that I find to be steadily growing these days. It's easy to let myself slip into the mindspace of, I've definitely seen everything, though I do my best not to. Shortly after I catch myself thinking that, I almost always end up being proven wrong in some way. The latest game to prove me wrong is a fantastic little title by the name of Trawl. Created by Nate Gallardo and Danny Gallagher, Trawl is simple in mechanics and visuals while managing to be complex in the way it can make you feel. Trawl doesn't really have a plot, at least not one that's delivered in any real way. I wouldn't be surprised if the creators have some kind of background hidden away inside their brains or notes, but that's kind of beside the point. All you do in Trawl is, well, trawl. You pilot a little boat around what seems to be an endless ocean, net lowered and throttled up, listening to the pitter-patter of rain on the deck, the lapping and swishing of the waves, the swooning of the wind, and the eerie and unexplained sound coming from the radio that guides you. All while keeping an ear out for the vibrant ting-ting-ting of the bell that lets you know you've caught something. Once you've found something, you raise your net, grab whatever it is, and take it back to your cabin. You can choose to examine it a bit closer, and you can set it down anywhere. Once you've finished ogling whatever thing you've found, you can choose to write about it at your typewriter, or you can write anything at the typewriter. In truth, there's no real instruction on what to do with the thing. It's just there, just beckoning you almost. After finding a few items, the radio will fry for some reason and no longer function as a guide. At any time, you can go back, finish writing, place the things in the bottle, and throw it over the side. You could also choose to forgo littering and just lower your anchor. Either one of these ends your journey and returns you to the title screen. Trawl does an insane number of subtle things in very simple ways to not only immerse you, but to get you thinking. Every action of piloting the boat is a simple and intuitive mouse interaction. Operating the net, steering, throttling, it's all natural enough that you don't really have to worry about any kind of complexity and you just do it. Trawl also doesn't explain how things are done. It just sets you loose to figure things out and to carve your own way. The typewriter functions like a typewriter would. There's no backspace and the lines available are quite short. After each session, it actually saves your journal entries into your My Documents folder to read them later. By removing all but key bits of sensory information, Trawl welcomes you in and places you firmly into the shoes of whoever pilots this boat, leaving everything open to interpretation. I found it impossible to not get sucked in. I found it impossible to not think about these items and why I'd found them at sea, to think about where they'd come from and who they used to belong to. I found myself writing. It's a strange thing for a game to so passively demand some kind of creative input from the player. I found myself writing what I thought were some pretty interesting ideas about the objects I was finding. And then I found myself wondering about who this person was, roaming the dark and endless sea in a storm, sifting up junk and writing about it. And that's the second hook that Trawl sinks into you with. I have a handful of ideas about the captain of this little boat and about the items being found, and I'm sure that many players will have their own interpretations. I like to believe that whoever's roaming the dark, endless sea represents someone in some kind of an afterlife. The objects that are found have some kind of significance to them, though they may not remember. The idea of letting the player write whatever they want, but encouraging them to write about the objects is an especially interesting one because of this. It's a clever little step in the direction of making the player feel as if this is them trawling out in the night, and it pushes the player to write how they feel about these objects. In all honesty, I'd absolutely love to hear your thoughts on this. Trawl is a unique game, and while it may not last very long for everyone, I consider it well worth the $5 I paid for it on itch.io. It's launching on Steam this Friday as well, so keep an eye out for it there. This is a game that I think many could enjoy if they let themselves. You may not think of it in the same way as I do, but at its core, it's a relaxing yet eerie little way to take up some time. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Indie Bytes. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please remember to leave a like and subscribe for more. If you have any indie games that I should check out, then please shoot them my way. You can leave a comment down below, or you can drop me a line on Twitter. My handle's @forkh, or you can shoot me an email at fork4h@gmail.com. I'll see you next time. Bye!